ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஆளவந்தார் திருடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருடிகளே சரணம், பெரியவாச்சான் பிள்ளை திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்ய ஜாமாதரம் முனிம் ரம்ய ஜாமாத்ரி யோகீந்திர பாதரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே. லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதயாமுன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். யோ நித்யமச்சுதமதாம்புஜ யுக்மருக்மம் व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणायमेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्मयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरुकुलाभिरामम् श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगळम् प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. भूतं शरश्च महताह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेण प्रकालेतीन्द्रमिष्टान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिम् प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. स्वादयन्निः सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्र तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम्. नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः, नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः. We have been enjoying the meanings for the wonderful Prabandham sthOthra, which was mercifully composed by Alavandar, and the meanings were mercifully given by Periyavachan Pillai. In this beautiful Sanskrita Sthotra Grantham, Alavandar is explaining the deep meanings of Dvaya Mahamantram. We have seen up to the 27th Shlokam. Now we will continue with the next set of Shlokams. 28th Pasanam. Twadangri Muddishya Kadapi Kenachit Yata Tatavapi Sakrit Krutonjalihi तदैव मुष्णादि अशुभान्यशेषतः शुभानि पुष्णाति अजातु हीयते. Let us see the introduction, avatarika for this shlokam. Periyavachan Pillai is connecting the shlokam to Nadharma Nishtosmi shlokam, which we previously have seen. In that Nadharma Nishtosmi shlokam, Alavandar said that to attain your Highness's divine feet, I have nothing favorable in me. And in the subsequent shlokam, he also declared that not only I lack good qualities, also I am filled with unfavorable aspects. I am filled with bad qualities. But even for such person like me, when it comes to attaining your Highness, it is your Highness's mercy only which is the reason for that attainment. And hence Alavandar said, for such me who have completely placed my responsibilities at your divine feet, if some hurdles affect me, is it that an insult for you? Because all my responsibilities have been placed at your divine feet. If you don't save me, if you don't protect me, you will be blamed, says Alavandar. And further, Alavandar says here that even if your Highness abandoned me, I don't have any other refuge. Now, after saying all of this, when asked previously, you said, Tvat Padamulam Sharanam Prapadhye. So, is that Prapatti? That is, Kaika Prapatti, surrendering at the divine feet of Bhagavan. That is, surrender by holding on to the divine feet of Bhagavan. Is that sufficient? That is the question asked. Is that sufficient to eliminate your hurdles and to fulfill your desires? When this question was asked, Alavandar is responding here in this shlokam, saying, do we have to perform prapatti, sharanagati, through mind, speech and body? Do we have to do all three of that? For Bhagavan's greatness, even if I did one Anjali, that is joining my palms and worshipping Bhagavan. That itself is sufficient for his greatness. I don't need to do anything more, says Alavandar in this shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Tvat angrim uddishya, focusing on your divine feet. Kadapi, at once, sometime. Kenachit, by anyone. So here, how many times one has to do Anjali? Just one time is sufficient. Who can do Anjali? Anyone can do. Yata tata va api. How should they do the Anjali? Should it be a proper Anjali, that joining the palms near their chest? That is the way we have to do Anjali. Sometimes we see people saluting with one hand. Sri Vaishnavas themselves saluting with one hand or just showing, waving their hand. Even all of those are not proper etiquette. As Sri Vaishnavas, we must always perform Anjali towards other Sri Vaishnavas. So that Anjali is shown here in any way. That Anjali can be done in any way. Sakrit, just once. Kritaha, that which was done. Anjalihi, that Anjali, that joining the palms. Tadaiva, at once, immediately. Ashubhani, the sins. Asheshataha, without any residue. Mushnati, it is eliminating. That one Anjali will eliminate all our sins. Shubhani, auspicious aspects. Pushnati, it is making auspicious qualities grow. Auspicious aspects grow. Jatu, these auspicious aspects never reduce after that, says Alavandar in this shlokam. So here the Anjali Mahima, the greatness of Anjali, glories of Anjali is shown in this shlokam. Here one thing we have to understand is, if we take it literally that we perform one Anjali in any way towards Bhagavan, then all our sins will be eradicated. Then it doesn't make sense practically. So we have to understand that when we perform Anjali, many of our sins will be eradicated. When it says all, it still means many, because the fact that after performing Anjali we are in this world still, that means there are some sins still remaining. That is why we are in this world. So some of these have to be understood in context. That is, here the purpose is to bring out the glories of performing Anjali to Bhagavan. Next, 29th shlokam. Udhirna samsara dava sushukshanim kshanena nirvapya paramcha nirvrityam prayachati to charanarunambuja dvayanuragamrita Sindhu Shikaraha. In this shlokam, Periyavachan Pillai highlights in the Avatarika introduction that Alavandar is again asking, do we even have to perform an Anjali, which is tiresome? Sometimes even to perform Anjali, some people may feel very tired to do it. So for such persons, this is very good. As said in Sindhipe Amayim, just thinking about Bhagavan, surrendering to Bhagavan in one's mind, isn't that sufficient to eliminate the hurdles and attain Paramapadam? Asks Alavandar in this shlokam. So here, the Manasa Prapatti, that is, surrendered through mind, is highlighted. Nadharmanishtosmi is Vachika Prapatti, surrendering to the speech, through the speech. And then Todandri Uddisya is Kaika Prapatti, that is, surrendering with our body. Here it is Manasa Prapatti, that is, surrendering through the mind, which is accepting that Bhagavan is the only refuge for us and there is nothing else which can save us. So that is the introduction for the shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Tvat charana aruna ambuja dvaya anuraga amrita sindhu shikaraha. Tvat means your, charana aruna, that is aruna ambuja. Aruna ambuja means red lotus. Charana means divine feet, which is like red lotus. Dvaya, that is pair of lotus feet. Amrita, anuraga amrita sindhu shikaraha. The love, which is like a nectar of ocean. In that, a small drop, udhirna samsara tava ashushukshanim. The big forest fire of blazing samsara. The samsara is blazing. It is burning like a forest fire. That fire, kshanena, within a fraction of a moment, nirvapya, to extinguish, to put off, param, and then very superior, nirvritim cha, great bliss also, prayachati. It is giving. So the love, which is like an ocean of nectar, or a droplet of that ocean of nectar, that love, towards the lotus feet, divine lotus feet of Bhagavan, that will put off the great forest fire, which is samsara. The samsara, we are all in samsara. This place is like a fire. This is how Alvars expressed themselves, Acharyas expressed themselves, that this whole world, material world, feels like fire for them. They cannot stand in this place for even a fraction of a moment. So, the love towards your divine feet, that puts off the fire of samsara quickly, says Alavandar in this 29th shlokam. Next, 30th shlokam. Vilasa vikranta paravalalayam namasyadarthi kshapane kritakshanam dhanam madiyam tava pada pangajam kadanu chakshad karavani chakshusha. Here, in this shlokam, Periyavachan Pillai in the introduction section explains, now that Alavandar has surrendered unto Bhagavan, who is sthOthra. sthOthra means the upayam, means which is always existing, well established. After surrendering unto such Bhagavan's lotus feet, and this sthOthra is also immediately attainable. There is no delay in attaining Bhagavan. At the end of this life itself, one can attain Bhagavan. No need to go through subsequent lives, subsequent births. So after pursuing Bhagavan, Alavandar is pushed by his urge, which doesn't let Alavandar wait for Bhagavan to come and accept him in the course of time. So Alavandar becomes very sorrowful being in samsara, and he is speaking along the same lines of Nammalvar saying, Kuvi kollum kalam innam kurugado. Will you not accept me at your lotus feet quickly? That is what Alvar asked. Similarly, Alavandar is also asking in this shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Vilasa vikranta para avara alayam. Para alayam, avara alayam means higher worlds and lower worlds. Higher worlds are inhabited by celestial beings. Lower worlds like Bhulokam, they are occupied by human beings. So all of these worlds were all measured casually as a sport by Bhagavan. So Namasyat Arti Kshapane, on the matter of Bhagavan who eliminates the sorrow of those who worship him quickly. Kritakshanam, the spending of our time. Madiyam dhanam, and being my wealth. Tava pada pankajam, your divine lotus feet. So Alavandar is saying that your lotus feet is engaged in eliminating the sorrows of those who are worshipping you, and the lotus feet which are having the whole higher worlds and lower worlds underneath them. So such lotus feet, and finally that lotus feet which are my wealth. So such lotus feet, kadanu, when, chakshusha, with my eyes, sakshat karavani, I am going to see. When am I going to see the divine feet which has all of the worlds underneath them, which are capable of eliminating the sorrows of those who worship those lotus feet, and those lotus feet which are my wealth. For us, the real wealth is Bhagavan's lotus feet only. That is the real wealth. Not money, not house, not lands, because they are all perishable. All of these worldly wealth, they are all perishable. But Bhagavan's divine feet, lotus feet, are imperishable. So, they are the real wealth for us, says Alavandar. And here he is asking, when am I going to see you? Here, when Alavandar says, when am I going to see your lotus feet, that means he wants to see the entire divine form of Bhagavan. So, that is shown in 30th shlokam. Next, 31st shlokam. Kadha punah shankaratanga kalpaka dvajaravindankusha vajralanchanam trivikrama to charanambujadvayam madiyamurdhanam alankarishyati. This is the 31st shlokam. In the introduction, Periyavachan Pillai explains that Alavandar is saying, I will not be satisfied if I just see your lotus feet, but as said in Padikalavava nimirtha nin pada pangayame talaiku aniyai. So here, Nammalvar is saying that your divine feet, lotus feet, which measured the entire world, is my head's decoration. Kolamam en senniki un kamalamanna kurekalale. Again, Alvar is saying in Tiruvaimozhi that for my head, your beautiful lotus feet, they are the decorations. So, as said in those pasurams, Alavandar is asking, when are you going to decorate my head with your divine feet? Asks Alavandar. As we are going through Adhyayana Utsavam now, we see Nammalvar surrenders to Bhagavan, and on the final day of Adhyayana Utsavam, Nammalvar moksham happens. At that time, Nammalvar goes and places his head at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana. This happens in each temple where the Adhyayana Utsavam happens. Nammalvar's head, divine head, is placed on the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana. We see that. Also an additional interesting information. In Alvar Tirunagari, where Nammalvar is born during the Adhyayana Utsavam, during the Rapathu, which is the second set of 10 days. At that time, every day in the evening, every day, Bhagavan, Pulindrindrapiran, that is the name of the Utsavar there, Adinada Bhagavan, that Pulindrindrapiran will walk to Nammalvar. That is, Archaka Swamis, they will carry Bhagavan's Archa form in their hand, and they will come and place Bhagavan on Nammalvar's head. So directly Bhagavan's lotus feet will be placed on Nammalvar's divine head. This happens only in Alvar Tirunagari. It is known as Tirumudi Sevai. Usually we see Tiruvadi Thodal or Tiruvadi Sevai, which is Nammalvar going to Bhagavan and placing his head on Bhagavan's lotus feet. But in Alvar Tirunagari, for 10 days this will happen. Every day Bhagavan will come to Nammalvar and place his divine feet on Nammalvar's head. So this is a very good example for whatever Alavandar is praying. This is what Alavandar is praying actually. Whatever happened to Nammalvar, he wants the same thing for Alavandar also. So that is what Alavandar is praying here. So he is asking, when am I going to have your lotus feet decorate my head? Let us see the word by word meanings. Trivikrama. Oh, Trivikrama. Trivikrama means one who won over all the worlds by measuring them, by raising his divine foot and measuring all the higher worlds, by spreading his one foot, divine foot. He measured the entire earth. Such Trivikrama. Shanka, Rathanga, Kalpaka, Dwaja, Aravinda, Ankusha, Vajra Lanchanam. The marks of Shanka, that is conch, Chakaram, that is divine chakra, Sudarshana chakra, Kalpaka Vraksham, the divine Kalpaka tree which is seen in Devaloka, heaven, and then Kodi, that is a flag, victorious flag, and then the lotus flower, and then Ankusha. Ankusha is the tool which a mahout, that is an elephant caretaker, he controls the elephant with this Ankusha. And then Vajrayudham. Vajrayudham is the weapon which is carried by Indra. All of these are imprinted in Tvat Charana Ambuja Dvayam, on both of your divine feet. That is the inside portion of the divine feet, the sole, the bottom portion is decorated, or they are decorated with all of these identities. Bhagavan's lotus feet always have these identities. Even in his incarnations, these identities are there. So such identities will help us identify that that person is an incarnation of Bhagavan, that is Krishna or Sri Rama. They are all incarnations of Bhagavan and they will have these marks in their divine feet. Those pair of divine feet, Madiya Murdhanam, my head, Kada Punaha Alankarishyati, when are they going to decorate my head? Asks Alavandar in this beautiful shlokam. With this we will stop in this session and we will continue on in the subsequent sessions. Alvar Tirudikale Sharanam, Alavandar Tirudikale Sharanam, Emperumanar Tirudikale Sharanam, Periyavachan Pillai Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam.
Coil.org has published a variety of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya books in different languages. A wide range of books covering different topics from absolute beginners to advanced level knowledge seekers are available at books.coil.org. Books can be ordered via email coil.org@gmail.com or WhatsApp. For details, please contact mobile numbers 8220-151966, 9600-595273